Charles, you are the wind beneath my wings.
Oh, thank you, darling.
Thank you. I am not the technical one here.
I know.
I freely admit that. You know, we come up with these ideas and you make them happen. Like, how did this come about?
Believe it or not, it's all because of Anchor. Anchor has the tools. It lets me record, edit, and distribute right from the computer. Sometimes I do it from my phone. It's just as easy either way.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're on like dozens of platforms, though.
It's true. Anchor makes it easy to distribute our podcast on platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcast, and dozens more. It's everything we need, and it's all in one place. And you'll love this part. It's all completely free.
Oh, thank God.
Right. I use Anchor for pretty much every aspect of getting our show out there and into the listeners' ears.
That's amazing.
It is. And if you, dear listeners, want to get into the podcasting game, you just need to download the Anchor app or go to Anchor.fm to get started.
Maybe Anchor's the wind beneath my wings.
Hey!
Coming to you from the dining room table at East Barbary Lane, welcome to another episode of Full Circle, the podcast. A weekly visit to our home where we squeeze a few headlines through our decidedly queer lens and see what happens. This episode is brought to you by Decanted Jug Wine and the roses, irises, and peonies filling my garden today.
Yes. I am your host, Charles Tyson Jr.
And I am your host, Martha Madrigal. Welcome to the Full Circle table.
In this Sniffly, Sneezy, Coffee, Achy, Stuffed Up episode, we talk about Black and LGBTQ moments in history.
Today is Harvey Milk's birthday. He would be 92.
That is the day that one James Mercer Langston Hughes passed away at the age of 65. An historic statement from President Biden to the LGBTQ Americans.
I think it's important to note that these are historic words from an American president, and I don't take them lightly.
Can you sue a school district for telling your black child he's black? You have a black son. I'm sorry you didn't know. Fuck John Mulaney, Dave Chappelle, and Bill Maher. I hope a lot of people hit up the ticketing agency at the same time asking for money back. SNL left us with questions. It was stupid, it wasn't funny, and it went on way too long, which really can be said about many SNL sketches. And more.
I wanted to talk, well, first of all, there's plenty of snark to come, so I thought, let me say something affirming and grateful. And the flowers were so beautiful today. I was out on the patio taking pictures.
Yes, they're beautiful. They make me happy.
It is late in the day.
It is.
And it's been kind of an allergy day. Now it's raining, but I've been polleny.
Yeah, me
all
too.
Day.
Me too.
You know, if you hear that, it's getting dark.
It is getting dark.
It's getting dark, which is not a thing we've done lately, but...
Well, I know. Well, we used to record when we first started, before we even started letting people hear it. This is about the time we would start recording.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. But it's been months.
It has.
So this was a week where I found boots on my porch.
You did?
One of my girlfriends found a terrific boot sale. And God love her, she knows my size. And she dropped off 3 really nice pairs of boots on the front step.
And they're cute.
That was fun.
They are adorable.
Yeah, we almost went to Hairspray today.
We did.
We almost got to see the touring company of Hairspray at the Merriam Theater. Unfortunately, a 1 o'clock matinee was relayed to us as a 2 o'clock matinee by the person who bestowed the tickets, and we didn't check.
Right. Yeah.
And love her as I do, we're both idiots for not checking the tickets.
Yeah.
I've actually never heard of a 1 o'clock matinee, so that was part of the problem.
Right.
But yeah, we learned at 1:45 that the thing was starting at 1.
Right.
And, it's only 20-25 minutes to the theater, but then it's parking and everyone getting inside and settled, and it wasn't just us. So we went to lunch instead.
Yeah, we still had a lovely day.
I'm thrilled. Elizabeth got to, so my pal Elizabeth Coffey, who was in the original film Hairspray, along with Clayton Prince, who was the original Seaweed. As far as I know, they didn't go together, but they were both there Wednesday night, and they met the cast. So there were some pictures of the current Seaweed and the first Seaweed together.
I know, it was very cool.
With Elizabeth, and Elizabeth got photographed with Nina West, and of course Elizabeth was a good friend of Divine, who was in the original film. So the cast had fun. They had fun. I'm glad she got to go.
Right.
And she said it was fabulous, and she was all excited that we were going. And she said, "What the fuck happened?"
Yeah, well, you know.
Yeah. So I said, we did not check our tickets. That's what happened.
Yeah.
I'll take responsibility, but we should have known better.
Well,
we really should have known better.
Well, before we get too deep, let's take care of some podcast business. You want to make sure you follow us on our social media because we're out there. We're doing the things.
Yes, please.
We are on Twitter, Full Circle Pod. We are on Instagram, Full Circle The Pod. We are on
all the things.
You
can get to all the things
if you go to Linktree/Full Circle The Pod.
All there.
It's all there. All my social. I'm never scared everywhere.
Yeah, and if you scroll down, you'll get to my shit.
Yes, Martha is on the Twitter and the Instagram.
Yeah, you just have to get there. Just bear with it.
I'm Martha Madrigal.
And you will find my name, and then under my name are my links.
Yes, you can see her writing. See how I'm skipping right past the snark?
I know.
And we've also...
As you do.
Uh-huh. And we also have some new subscribers to thank.
Yes, please.
So I want to give a lovely shout out to Vivian, who is subscribing to us on Anchor. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And we've got our Patreon up and running. Hallelujah.
We do.
Yes, patreon.com/fullcirclethepod. Mm-hmm. And we've got our new subscribers, Kathy and Hamer. Thank you very, very much.
Yes, please.
You can please feel free to check out our Patreon or our Anchor page and support us because it helps keep us in the game and bringing you, quality podcast programming, or at least I like to think so. Not to mention,
it's sounding like WHYY.
Not to mention Ailey.
It pays for the dog food.
Yeah, Ailey's special dog food is very
really
expensive.
Fucking expensive dog food, and yes.
Yeah.
Every little bit helps. That's
really
him
does.
Sneezing in your lap.
Exactly.
When he gets annoyed, he sneezes a lot.
Yes.
I have an announcement. I'm ready to make the announcement.
Do it.
I want to make this announcement. We are confirmed to interview Julia Serrano this week, and we will be doing a video interview. So it will be released on Friday, the 27th.
Yes.
Assuming all goes according to schedule.
Yes.
Julia wrote her seminal book is Whipping Girl, which
I'm currently reading.
Yes, and I'm glad, and it's a wonderful place to start. What are your thoughts so far?
Oh, it's very informative. She's a wonderful writer. I'm learning some stuff and I'm reinforcing some stuff that I already knew. And a lot has changed in the discourse and a lot needs to change. Mm-hmm. And I'm glad that there's voices like her out there.
Oh, she's amazing. Yeah. And, it was a really powerful book for me. I read it several years ago. And because of the ways, Julia Serrano is a trans author. She is a biologist. Mm-hmm. Yes. With a PhD. She's brilliant.
Yeah.
And she's a brilliant writer. And the ways that she, as a trans author, wrote about feminism and really wrote about human rights. For me, it was just, it was life-changing. It was a new, fresh look at the world. And her new book, Sexed Up, which talks about the sexualization of, most of us, came out on the 18th. And I am currently reading that. I'm about halfway through. I love it. I can't wait to finish it. And I really can't wait to sit down with Julia Serrano this week.
Yeah.
And it's just, she's one of my sheroes. She's just somebody who I'm happy is out in the world. I adore her work. And I am thrilled that she has agreed to talk with us. So
yes.
That will happen on Wednesday. And the episode should drop on Friday. So I'm excited. And now you're sneezing. Everyone's sneezing. It's just a sneezy kind of day.
Sneezy day.
Yeah, so that's the good stuff happening with us. We have a lot on the agenda here.
Yes.
We are recording on Sunday, the 22nd of May.
Yes.
Today is Harvey Milk's birthday.
It is.
He would be 92.
Right.
Today, May 22nd. Harvey Milk was the first openly gay man to be elected to public office in the entire state of California as a member of the San Francisco Board of Supervisors. He was pretty famously assassinated in 1978, less than 1 year. I believe he served just shy of maybe 11 months. But after less than 1 year in office, he and Mayor Moscone were famously assassinated by the aptly named Dan White, a fellow supervisor.
Yes.
Harvey Milk, his legacy is legion. In 2009, President Obama posthumously awarded him the Presidential Medal of Freedom for his contribution to the gay rights movement. He stated he fought discrimination with visionary courage and conviction. His nephew went on to found the Harvey Milk Foundation with Ann Cronenberg, who was the campaign manager for his successful bid.
Yes.
And actually with the support of Desmond Tutu, who was on the original board of the foundation.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yep. Later that year, Arnold Schwarzenegger, who then governor of California, designated May 22nd as Harvey Milk Day, and he was inducted into the California Hall of Fame. His legacy is huge. And the thing I think I remember him most for were his words about, the importance of coming out.
Yes.
The importance of doctors and lawyers and teachers and, the folks that coming out, raising their hands and making themselves known. And, him saying, if they know us, they can't hate us.
Right.
So for me, as I look around at these kids who are coming out younger and younger, blessedly, at least some with familial support, I think we have Harvey Milk to thank in many ways for that. I think it's also our responsibility today as the adults sort of carrying the torch that we support these kids. Because they've done what we've asked. They've let themselves be known. They've raised their hands and said, I am here. And so as they are met across our country with bullshit, it's incumbent on all of us, really, to support these kids and these families that are just trying to love their children. Yeah. And we talk an awful lot about the other families and the politicians who, want to stand in their way and dehumanize them. But, it's just, I think, important to remember the legacy of a man who was taken too soon, who, kind of saw his assassination coming. I mean, he talked about it. He recorded about it. He kind of knew that his life would end unnaturally, and it did. But his legacy is strong. So, happy Harvey Milk Day.
I always think about the time that a bunch of kids and I from the Attic Youth Group went on up to New York to go to New York Pride, and we ended up crashing the parade and marching with the Harvey Milk School.
I love that. The Harvey Milk High School.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I remember voguing down the street with the Harvey Milk kids, and then I look over to my right and there's Wilson Cruz, and that's how I met
cool.
Wilson Cruz.
How cool is that? What a great memory. What a great memory. And I love that there is a Harvey Milk High School in New York. If I have my way, there will be one in every city.
I'm down.
We desperately need it. And if you want to keep segregating us, then, what choices do we have?
Right.
Other than we're going to keep fighting back and we're going to keep calling nonsense. But, a school that is intentionally affirming and puts the community forward could not be more important.
Exactly.
Could not be. So, and yay, they still exist. So.
Yes, they do.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they do. Today and that was a good moment in LGBTQ history.
It was. It
and
is.
I came up with a moment in Black history today, May 22nd. On this day in 1967,
Yes.
that is the day that one James Mercer Langston Hughes passed away at the age of 65. The acclaimed poet, novelist, social activist, and playwright.
Mm-hmm.
And he wrote...
And star of the Harlem Renaissance.
Yes. He wrote one of my favorite poems, which is Let America Be America Again. And I was reading it again today in preparation for this episode. And I want to read the first bit of it because my man was forever timely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let America be America again. Let it be the dream it used to be. Let it be the pioneer on the plain, seeking a home where he himself is free. America never was America to me. Let America be the dream the dreamers dreamed. Let it be that great strong land of love where never kings connive nor tyrants scheme, that any man be crushed by one above. It never was America to me. Hey. Find the lie.
It's true. He was a powerful writer. He was one of the authors. I mean, as you know, the story, I packed my children's lives with literature. And as they got older, it was a lot of the classics and Langston Hughes, the collection of Langston Hughes works was one of the books. Yeah, he's important.
Fabulous.
So, right on the heels of that,
yes.
Colin Kaepernick is about to be a doctor.
Yes, he is.
Hey.
Yes, he is receiving, well, actually, by this point, he has received an honorary Doctor of Human Letters degree from Morgan State University.
Work.
And
Morgan State is an HBO, correct? I thought.
Morgan State is HBCU. And so it's just so appropriate that Colin Kaepernick gets his honorary degree from them. And of course, some people who just can't stand to say anything positive about anyone, in particular Colin Kaepernick. Like, well, it's not really a real degree.
Oh, fuck off.
Exactly.
It is a tremendous honor.
It is.
It is a tremendous honor.
Congratulations, Cap.
Yeah. Well deserved.
I agree.
When we think about the simple gesture that, you can't say he didn't get everyone's attention because he sure as fuck did.
He definitely did.
Yeah. Of course, Republicans respond to that with the CRT bullshit, but that's beside the point.
Exactly.
Yeah. We're in good news. So there was a poll released on May 13th. The poll was conducted from May 5th to May 9th, right after the Supreme Court leak about Roe v. Wade.
Right.
And for the first time ever, there was a 10-point increase in the percentage of people who favor now adding more justices to the Supreme Court.
Welcome to the party.
It's the first time we've had a positive number, which is 42% of respondents.
Fabulous.
In favor of increasing the number of justices versus 37% opposed. 21% sat there and went, duh.
Right.
Or, I'm sorry, we're uncertain. And
well,
so there was a 5-point margin there, and again, it was 5 points underwater. So those numbers were reversed, I believe, as late as March. So these are registered voters, and notably, support for adding justices to the Supreme Court increased when overturning Roe and other rulings were included in the question. The poll was done by Navigator Research. So, yeah, I think that is solidly good news because I think it's a solidly good idea. I think it should be a bipartisan idea. Of course, it will not be. There's no way it will be. This is why, Democrats need to increase their numbers in the Senate. At least this time around, they need a greater plurality so we can neutralize, the two people who aren't Democrats and, push forward some important legislation. There is a way to do this. There is a way to neutralize that court and make it more balanced because it is completely unbalanced right now.
Right.
With justices that were shoved through in despicable ways in order to do exactly what they plan to do, which is overturn Roe. And again, make no mistake that Roe is foundational. The logic that decided Roe also upended sodomy laws, also gave us the right to contraception, also, gave us gay marriage. So, and if you don't think all of those things are on the table with Republicans, with these conservative religionist Republicans, you're out of your mind.
Yeah.
So know that they are, folks, and know that you heard it here because it's chilling. Anyway, those poll numbers were promising because it is a plurality. And I actually think, overturning Roe, especially if that is exactly what happens in June, which is what we should all expect. I think that could have real impact for midterms.
Yeah,
and it should.
Definitely,
it should, especially as people look at broader implications. Because the thing about the internets and recording everything and the 24-hour news cycle is these people have already been quoted as saying they're coming after us.
Yep.
Not hard to find. So Alito is either lying then or now. And if you want to decide which, that's on you. But I believe he's lying now.
Exactly.
Anyway, we're in good news.
We are.
So I put this in good news because of the reaction.
Right. Yeah.
I did not put this in good news.
Because of the cause.
Because of what she did. Wyoming Senator Cynthia Loomis made anti-trans remarks during a graduation speech.
Because that's what you do.
She just thought she could slide it in there. She was resoundingly booed. Not clear what she thought was going to happen.
Yeah, really. Thank you.
During the commencement speech at the University of Wyoming. But she was taken aback by the resounding booing she got. There was footage of the event where she claimed that even fundamental scientific truths, such as the existence of two sexes, male and female, are subject to challenge these days. Yeah, okay.
Girl, read a room. Read the room.
She seemed like she was going to argue with them, but then she hesitated and stopped. Her office did issue a supposed apology by the end of that weekend. The statement said, it noted Loomis was apologizing to those who felt unwelcome or disrespected by the comments, the LA Blade reported, claiming she appreciated hearing from members of the University of Wyoming community on this issue.
I'm sure she did.
Fuck you. Yeah, so she tried it. She tried
did.
it. They recently, in that university, lost a trans student to suicide.
Yeah, exactly.
In that very university.
Not to mention...
You know who else was a University of Wyoming student? Matthew Shepard.
Yes, thank you.
Brutally beaten, left to die on a fence almost 25 years ago. Yeah.
So not just learn how to read a room, do a little research about the room you're walking into. Girl.
Yeah.
The fuck.
Yeah, and then, the Wyoming Tribune Eagle reported that Loomis claimed her, quote, her intention with the reference to the two sexes was to highlight the times residents live in where the metric of biological sex is under debate with potential implications for the shared Wyoming value of equality. Come again?
She thought that was going to help her?
Come again?
Stop talking.
Yeah, or it, it was a great big dog whistle to all the other fucking Republicans out there who are doing this bullshit. But you know what? This particular university was not this was not the time,
right.
And this was not the place for your hateful ass.
They were not here for it today.
And good on the students that let her know that.
Yep.
And there, my friends, is the point to visibility. They know they lost a trans student.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It wasn't so hypothetical. So fuck her. The ear. That was fun. Yeah. The New Hampshire GOP governor has indicated that he would veto a bill forcing schools to out LGBTQ students.
Well, good.
Yeah, the state's attorney general has warned that the proposed legislation would run counter to the state's non-discrimination law. And the governor, Chris Sununu, who is a Republican, announced he would veto that legislation. The bill itself would require schools to notify parents if the student joins an LGBTQ club or comes out to a teacher. Supporters claim, Supporters claim that the bill would give parents more control over their children's education. Oh, that's not what it gives them.
Yeah, don't.
Republican Bill Gannon, a state senator, said, "They don't know my children like I do." Oh, no, they know them better, probably. "I'm the one responsible for them. The child doesn't have the capacity on his own to give up whether or not he's going to get certain medical treatment. I want to know what's going on in my kid's life. Who the fuck is dispensing medical treatment? No one. No school in this state or this country is forcing a child to get certain medical treatment in order to be part of the LGBTQ community.
No.
But this is the bullshit that they keep shoveling.
So what, it's in pill form now? The fuck?
Senator Becky Whiteley, a Democrat, shot back, "This bill is antithetical to all the work we have done in the state to ensure that individuals in the LGBT community can live a life free from discrimination." The bill is, of course, bullshit.
Yep.
It poses numerous challenges for kids, the way it's written. I will veto this bill if it reaches my desk. Meanwhile, in Oklahoma, Governor Kevin Stitt will jump at the chance to sign legislation recently passed by the Republican legislators that would require trans students in Oklahoma to either use the restroom associated with the sex on their birth certificates or use a single occupancy restroom or changing room. The bill threatens funding for school districts if they don't comply and allow parents to sue school districts if they believe that their child had to share a restroom with a transgender classmate. These freaks are back in the bathroom again.
Yep.
And by the freaks, I mean the children's genital fetishists.
Exactly.
That are the Republican Party, which has lost its mind. I don't mean our trans students.
Of course not.
Earlier this year, he signed a bill banning trans students from participating in sports. Of course he did. And another law banning non-binary birth certificates in the state of Oklahoma. So yeah, big progress there. We've got more to say about Oklahoma in ugly news. I just bring him up in contrast. But New Hampshire, a GOP governor vowing to veto this hateful nonsense, that is good news.
That is good news.
I'll take it. So here's good news.
Yeah.
Madison Cawthorn, congressman from North Carolina, has lost his bid for re-election. He was primaried and lost to State Senator Chuck Edwards. Beat Madison Cawthorn in the primary. And out candidate Jasmine Beach Ferrara has won the Democratic primary.
Yep, she's a lesbian.
She is a lesbian. She's an out lesbian and a minister, as a matter of fact. She handily won the Democratic primary. She will be challenging Chuck Edwards in the fall. So we wish her the best of luck.
Yeah, we do.
Madison Cawthorn first of all, his name has been tied to the insurrection. His name has been tied to, QAnon and wild conspiracy theories.
He cray.
Yeah. He has made social media posts happily visiting Adolf Hitler's vacation residence, calling the Nazi the Führer. And that all came out shortly after his 2020 election. He was also caught lying about having been accepted into the Naval Academy. Yeah, it goes on and on. I mean, all you have to do is over the last 2 months, embarrassing videos and photos of Cawthorn were leaked to the media showing him in women's lingerie, naked and humping a friend's face, and having a staffer, who he said was his cousin, grab his genitalia in a car. Apparently he's creepy with the ladies as well, but yeah.
Oh my.
And he's an anti-LGBTQ extremist.
Sounds like a squeaky wheel to me.
Who likes to talk about his traditional views. And there's much evidence to the contrary. This is a self-loathing person, if ever I have seen one.
I'm not down with all that gay shit. Hey, baby, grab my dick.
Like that, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Skilled with the grinder, I imagine. He's gone. He will be gone as of January. I mean, he finishes his term, but he will be gone as of January.
Bye, girl.
And, goodbye to the little snot.
Deuces hell.
So good on North Carolina. I mean, I don't know anything about the state senator that beat him. I, of course, hope that the out lesbian beats that dude in the fall. But we'll see what they do. But at least this particular jackass is gone.
Yes.
Now, if he can take Marjorie What's-Her-Face and Lauren What's-Her-Face with him, that'd be great.
Right.
But I don't know that Georgia and Colorado have had primaries yet, and I don't know what the status is. But, clean your house.
Right.
You know what I mean? Clean your house. I'm sorry, but get rid of, when it's this bad and it's this ridiculous,
right,
just get rid of it.
Yeah.
And again, when they are this self-loathing and they work against us publicly and do all kind of funky shit privately, fuck you.
They got to go.
And I have no time. Yeah, so this is your story, so run with it.
Oh.
I don't even know what this is.
So this was just a little fun thing. So there's a gay porn studio called Treasure Island Media. And
so far a fun thing.
And they took it upon themselves to set up a line of merchandise, including hoodies and t-shirts, where all the profits go towards supporting LGBTQ soldiers who are fighting on the side of Ukraine.
Huh.
Yes. The logo on the merchandise, it's the head of a unicorn inside of a red and black heart. And because they in the Ukraine, the LGBTQ people, they identify with the symbol of a unicorn.
Okay.
So it's a symbol of solidarity. The red is the symbol of fire, or the threat the soldiers pose to their enemies. And the white symbolizes the nobility of the soldiers. I'm going to leave that alone. But I thought that was, very cool. The profits from all the merch sales go to the Achilles Brotherhood to help purchase medical supplies and other items such as clothing and boots for the military members. And this reminded me of, during the pandemic, when Pornhub let all their premium shit be free since you're going to be locked up in the house.
Which I thought was benevolent. Right. I really did.
Because you figure you're a porn studio. You have more money than God. Do some good with it.
Right. Because otherwise these people might be fighting and arguing and all of that. Give them free porn.
Exactly.
Yeah. Why not? So, before we go to break, May 17th, 1990, the World Health Organization declassified homosexuality as a mental disorder.
Which I didn't realize was that recent.
It took until 1990. It did. But May 17th is now International Day Against Homophobia, Transphobia, and Biphobia.
I love that they included biphobia.
And once again, Joe Biden, the President of the United States, issued a statement.
Yep.
I would like to read it in full.
Go.
And I would like to remind our listeners that this is the President of the United States. These words are historic. And please don't ever come at me and say they're just words, because they do resonate. And if you don't think that they're stirring up the opposition, just look at the laws that are coming up against us.
Yep.
Here's the complete statement. On the International Day Against Homophobia, Transphobia, and Biphobia, Jill and I stand in support and solidarity with lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and intersex people in the United States and around the world. And we join with Americans across the country to reaffirm our commitment to the ongoing work of upholding human dignity for all people and advancing equality globally. On this day in 1990, the World Health Organization took the long overdue step of declassifying homosexuality as a mental disorder. Since that time, there has been much progress, but we continue to witness disturbing setbacks and rising hate and violence targeting LGBTQI+ people in the United States and around the world. This is wrong. LGBTQI+ people are entitled to all the rights, opportunities, and protections that belong to every human on this planet. LGBTQI+ people are an essential part of families and communities. Teachers, first responders, public officials, doctors, lawyers, frontline workers, and friends who enrich and strengthen every single country. And make no mistake, hateful legislative attacks against members of our own LGBTQI+ community cannot be tolerated in America or anywhere else. They spur discrimination and can stoke violence, and they are rooted in the same ignorance and intolerance that we see around the world. Hate is hate, and all of us have a responsibility to speak out against hate wherever we find it. The United States leads the world not only by the example of our power, but by the power of our example. That means making commitments and following through with action, transparency, and accountability. That's why last month we released the first ever public progress report on my administration's whole of government approach to advance the human rights of LGBTQI+ people globally, from supporting local civil rights organizations to standing up for LGBTQI+ human rights at the United Nations and in our engagement with repressive governments. By openly reporting on our own progress, the United States hopes to inspire other governments to take similar action to address the needs of their LGBTQI+ communities. Strong and healthy democracies must ensure LGBTQI+ people can enjoy full participation in society and access all the benefits available to a nation's citizens. At the first Summit for Democracy, the United States committed to facilitating the participation and leadership of LGBTQI+ community members in democratic institutions, a process we will continue to support. To the LGBTQI+ community, my administration sees you. We stand with you, and we will continue to defend human rights and dignity at home and around the world.
Fabulous.
That's
our president.
Yeah. They are historic words at a time when, we have an entire political party trying to make words mean nothing anymore.
Right.
Trying to pretend up is down and, that all of the rights so many of us have secured were just a game that we never deserved.
Right.
And we are being treated in subhuman ways. And, even as so many things are passing state legislatures and they're beginning to be enacted, the time it takes for it to get to court and be declared unconstitutional, or, even to get to court for an injunction, people are being hurt. People in our community are being hurt. So I'm sorry, but I think it's important to note that these are historic words from an American president.
Yes.
And I don't take them lightly. And yeah, we should all hold them accountable to these words. And Republicans should be ashamed of themselves for what they're trying to do to our community. But
indeed,
we have never had this level of support or words this strong geared to us.
Nope.
So it is a new day.
It's a new day.
So even as we fight and struggle, yeah, let's. And someone reminded me, either we all stand together or we hang separately.
Word.
I choose together.
Yeah.
Let's take a break.
We'll be right back. Let's talk about Newsly. Newsly is an audio app for iOS and Android. It picks up web articles about the most trending topics on the web at any given moment and reads them to you in a natural human voice. For the first time in the history of the internet, the entire web becomes listenable. Browse articles from topics you choose and start playing. Stop scrolling, start listening. You can literally follow any topic as specific as you like, from sports, science, to Bitcoin, the latest in queer news, or even the Kardashians. It will find you the latest articles and read them to you aloud. And they have podcasts as well, including ours, Full Circle the Podcast with Charles Tyson Jr. and Martha Madrigal. Explore trending podcasts from over 50 countries. I started using it as my default podcast app, and it's pretty cool. Download and use Newsly for free today from www.newsly.me, or follow the link we posted in the description of this episode and use promo code FULLCIRCLE with the numeral 1 replacing the I. That's Full Circle to receive a free 1-month premium subscription.
And we are back.
We are back. And these allergies are kicking my ass.
And of course, this is the day I thought, let me bring up the garden. It's that fucking garden that's
right. Oh my God. I took an allergy pill. We'll see if it kicks in before this episode's over.
We have a lovely yard, and so much of what is planted in the yard, my father planted. He was an avid gardener. And, he's been gone since 2004, but there are so many beautiful, beautiful shrubs and trees and bushes and plants.
It's true.
Perennial things like the peonies that come back every year, and they're gorgeous. And the irises and the daffodils. And
I love the peonies.
And it's kicking. My eyes are watering, and yeah.
And I'm a sniffling and a sneezing.
As are yours, and yeah. So... But it really is pretty, right? And I love this weather where we can enjoy the patio and have our coffee out there in the morning, which we did today, and which is probably why we sound like this.
Exactly. I'll sit out there and read Julia's book, and then next thing you know, achoo.
Yeah, right. So, all right, we put it off long enough. It is time for the cavalcade of nonsense.
It is.
These fuck nuggets.
Nuggets of fuck.
Why don't you go ahead and get this started?
So,
back to Oklahoma, by the way. We said we'd go back to Oklahoma, and here we are.
So the Oklahoma Supreme Court has decided to immediately block a citizen-enforced ban on abortion after about 6 weeks of pregnancy, which is reminiscent of what they did in Texas. The 6-week ban allows Oklahomans to be stripped of their constitutional right to make private medical decisions, said Emily Wales, interim president and CEO of Planned Parenthood Great Plains. Basically, what it does is it would make providing an abortion a felony punishable by up to 10 years in prison and or $100,000 fine after 6 weeks. Which is around 6 weeks is like before you even know you're pregnant. So it's that same thing in Texas where if anyone is seeking information or seeking an abortion, you can rat them out for a $10,000 bounty. What the fuck are we doing?
What do you think?
How can we say we're pro-democracy when we are running face first into fascism at every conceivable turn? We are show me your papers and, come to your door and we heard about you. And, it's just, dystopia looked a lot cooler in the brochure is all I'm saying.
It didn't really. It didn't look cool. It was just hypothetical.
Well.
And I prefer, see what happens. It's a slippery slope. all that writing. It's a slippery slope. Speaking of slippery slopes, let's move on to Kentucky. We don't have to go so far.
Right.
So a Christian school in Kentucky.
This fucking story.
There was a homework assignment, and it said to write a letter to a friend of your same gender who is struggling with homosexuality, and use the Bible, reason, and your personal friendship to talk them out of being gay.
Right.
Yeah. The homework assignment was entitled Letter to a Homosexual Friend. And it said, essay, quote, essay, write a letter to a friend of your same gender who is struggling with homosexuality. This is a screenshot of the actual assignment. Assume that you have known this friend since kindergarten, that you go to the same church, and that you have been pretty good friends over the years until now.
Right.
This friend is your same age. The aim of the letter should be to lovingly and compassionately speak truth to the person you're talking to in a way that does not approve of any sin. Instead, try to persuade them of the goodness of God's design for them. In at least 8 sentences, try to show the friend from the Bible, reason, and your personal friendship that God's design for them is good, that homosexuality will not bring them satisfaction. Oh, yes, it does, honey. That you love them, even though you don't approve of their lifestyle. So,
that fucking word.
Yeah, there it is. So the parent of a student at this school took a screenshot and sent it to her gay friend. J.P. Davis is the name of the friend, and he shared it online. Their child is in this class at Cal, C-A-L. It is the Christian Academy of Louisville, and I'm one of the few out gay men that she knows, and so understandably she calls me and says, "What do I do? I don't agree with this. It's just disappointing because I don't think we should tolerate these kinds of teachings. I know it's a private school. I know it's a Christian school. My Christian faith is about love and not hate. I've received dozens of messages from alumni of Cal thanking me and telling me their stories of trauma. Some of them are really emotionally upsetting." In a statement, the superintendent, Darren A. Long, said that the assignment was taken out of context.
Oh, I hate that phrase.
Oh, no, bitch. We got your context.
Right.
Quote, this particular assignment, in context, was how a person could discuss homosexuality with a friend from a biblical perspective, with compassion and love, the statement said. Yeah, your compassion and love lead to death, motherfucker.
Well,
this hypothetical friend conversation was for our students to review the class discussions and their perspectives on the subject. Moving forward, we will review this assignment to ensure there is clarity in its purpose and language. Oh, we don't need more clarity. Long stressed that Cal is a Christian-based private school system that partners with families that desire a Christ-centered educational environment, and that they believe that sex is a good gift of God to be celebrated with the confines of the marriage covenant, which is between one man and one woman. Oh, fuck off. There's a pretty good Twitter thread. Someone kind of wrote their version of the letter that should happen. So, there's been some good response, but yeah, it's like, there it is. And when you shine a light on it and just say, yeah, this is the shit they actually teach. This is what they actually say about us. This is it. Well, you still get people go, well, that's out of context.
I just had one question. So in the assignment, you're supposed to have this discussion with a friend who's struggling with homosexuality.
What if you've already sucked their dick?
Well, I was going to say, what if they're not struggling? What if they're excelling?
Right. What if they're excelling and you've excelled with them? Then
exactly.
then what do we do?
See, they don't mention that part.
They don't. There's room. Yeah, I don't. Something tells me that kid would not be there the next day. Because that's really kind of how these folks operate. But yeah, that was a homework assignment. How many of these homework assignments are given out in Christian schools across the country? We can only surmise. We know, thousands of pulpits preach this bullshit. Every Sunday. I mean, this is not unusual for Christian schools.
No, it's not.
It's not.
Well, I told you the story in my Catholic high school where, we had mass several times a week and I was in the choir. So I'm up in the choir waiting for them to do their little homily thing. And this week for the homily, they decided to do a skit. And in the skit, a bunch of students, one was Jesus, and then the other were people who were representing a sin. I'm a thief, I'm a murderer, I'm a liar, I'm a cheater, I'm whatever. And one of them was a friend of mine who is dressed in this like peach outfit, carrying a purse with a little scarf around his neck saying, I'm a homosexual, save me from my sin. And
ironically, I mean, was he a homosexual?
No.
Oh, this was a parody.
Yeah.
Of sorts.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, he swished and lisped.
I'm
and all
sorry.
this
I was reading the next thing. I'm sorry. I trailed off. Wow.
Yeah. This was
and that was Catholic school.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Be not surprised. So this one, I thought, and we are going to be talking soon with Garden State Equality. And I do want to qualify the differences in the laws between New Jersey and California because I do understand them to be different. But I thought California was a state that, enforced or at least reinforced the teaching of LGBTQ history, right? Tammy Tiber, a third grade teacher at Jefferson Elementary School in Glendale, California, has been involuntarily removed from her classroom after receiving death threats for possibly showing her students 4 YouTube videos that explained Pride Month. The videos included a retelling of the Stonewall riots, a song about same-sex families and pride parades called Love is Love, a video about pride parades, and a video entitled Talking to Kids About Pride Month. It's unclear which she may have shown students in her distance learning classroom when she conducted the lesson near the end of the 2021 school year. No parents complained about her lesson at the time.
Right.
Some parents and community members have since learned about the lesson thanks to a right-wing activist, as it always goes.
So Lord knows what story he told.
Yeah, somebody who has nothing to do with the school, I'm sure. Some parents and others spoke against the videos in recent board meetings of the Glendale United School District. The district is a suburban Los Angeles school system with about 25,000 students. The Talking to Kids About Pride Month, in particular, generated comments. In it, straight Canadian TV personality Jessie Cruikshank, I believe, tells a group of 4 children that she questioned her own sexuality when she was young after seeing actress Jodie Foster naked in a film. After a right-wing activist posted Tiber's correspondence about the videos with a district curriculum advisor onto social media, a blowback against the teacher began. Some accused her of holding a sexual orientation class, using classroom time to promote political and social agendas. Others said the parents should have been notified about the lesson plans so they could opt out, stating that issues of gender identity and sexual orientation should only be discussed in the home. Oh, fucking bullshit.
Yeah, because it's going to happen at home, I'm sure.
We are real. We are not going anywhere. We have always been here. And, it's 2022, for Christ's sake. It says California has no laws requiring parents to be notified of such content. That I know. But I also thought they had one saying this was this content was to be included. This teacher has received death threats on her family's answering machine. One woman left a profanity-laced message saying, "You guys are like the devil. You're going to get what's coming to you. Somebody will be outside your home, I'm sure, a mob." That color could and should face legal charges.
Yeah.
She told district officials she felt unsafe. They offered her a voluntary leave of absence. She declined because she said it felt like a punishment.
Yep.
Afterwards, the district relocated her to a different school, noting that it was for her safety and not disciplinary reasons. At a recent board meeting, she defended her actions. She said all 4 videos were approved by a district curriculum advisor. Correspondence between her and the advisor backed up her claim. "I had hoped to make my classroom a safe space, and that I could teach my students to love and accept others no matter their differences, even if some of them had been taught to disapprove or hate others who are different from them." She said, "Instead, my life has been turned upside down in a witch hunt against me."
It's bullshit.
This person has taught for 34 years.
Right.
She was one of 21 district teachers taking part in a Learning for Justice program that aims to dismantle white supremacy and advance the human rights of all people. "My current 3rd graders and parents were left in the dark," Tiber added at the school board meeting. "When I was suddenly ousted from my classroom, they were robbed of their teacher for the last 33 days of school. One message I received from a student said, Mrs. Tiber, where are you? Nothing is working. Please come back. Everyone misses you." Jesus Christ.
Well, what took me out was the part...
And it's some Republican asshat with nothing better to do who created a kerfuffle to begin with.
Right. What took me out was the part she was accused of holding a sexual orientation class. Mm-hmm. What the fuck does that even mean?
You know what it means. You know exactly what it means. What? You know exactly what it means. They don't want... We shouldn't be teaching that stuff. We should be teaching reading and writing and arithmetic. They don't want history. They don't want literature. And they certainly don't want to understand, queer history and queer identity, even though we've always been here, even though we've made major contributions, and even though people like that have always treated us like shit. And that is an important part of the curriculum, as is Black history. Black history is American history. Right. Queer history is American history. It's all American history.
They don't want to know about where we've been, where we are, where we're going.
Well, again, we're protecting idealized little cishet white children. That's what we're doing. And, God help us all if they're successful in that quest. And, they're already leading school boards. They're already in charge of way too much. And this is the kind of nonsense that happens. It does not seem like the teacher had faced, discipline, but the fact that this happened at all, the fact that this activist person got a hold of this at all.
Right.
So I wonder what would happen in New Jersey where this is all codified into law that, yeah, this is perfectly appropriate.
Death threats to a 3rd grade teacher, y'all.
Yeah. So that's why this is nonsense. Moving on.
Oh, boy.
This one's you. Go ahead. Because I found it and I put it there for you and then I highlighted it so that you could read it and absorb it before we talk about it. Because this is something special.
So, a Virginia mother who is white, and trust me, that's going to be important to the story. She's basically suing the school district that her son goes to school in, accusing them of brainwashing her son with critical race theory. Because even though his father is like all the way black, and the kid himself is, a biracial, not white kid.
Black. He's black.
I was getting there.
Okay.
He black.
I'm just, yeah. You know how this works.
It wasn't until...
Come on, Poppy.
Shut up. It wasn't until he was made aware of his blackness in school that he starts to think of himself as being black. And now he's different. She's trying to say he looks Hawaiian.
Yeah, she said some shit like that.
He's beautiful. So first of all, he's beautiful because he looks Hawaiian. So if he's black, he looks black, then he doesn't look beautiful. That's one part of it.
After these CRT lessons, everything changed.
Right. You have a black son, ma'am.
She went on Fox News, of course.
Right. When you fucked your black husband.
She never had issues with her son before this, by the way.
Yeah, issues. When you fucked your black husband and you had a kid, you had a black kid. I'm sorry about it. And you can feel however you want to feel about it. And you can try to say he's not black if you want to. But when that child enters the world, that's the way it is. You have a black son.
She said on Fox News, he is in the 8th grade. He's seeing himself just as a black man. He's seeing things that don't go his way as racism. And he's finding safety in numbers now. She even complained that her son won't do his household chores anymore because he says it's racist to ask him to do them.
Now, the first parts of that.
I don't know how she asks, and I don't know what she makes him wear to do the chores. I have so many questions about this bitch on Fox News. I have so many questions.
Put your dishwashing rags on, darky.
This child has seen the light of fucking day. And he's like, Cracker, I have had enough of your shit. We don't know what their house is like. We don't know. We'll know.
Well, maybe if you wouldn't have him sing those songs while he did the housework.
But only the spirituals. We don't know what she sings along to. There's so much not said in the story.
Maybe if you wouldn't call him Kizzy while he does the dishes.
Yeah, they have Kunta. They have no.
If you don't,
what did they try to rename?
Cut off your foot.
What did they try to rename Kunta? Was it Earl or something? Whatever.
Toby.
Toby. That's right. Yeah. She calls him. Yeah, we don't know what she calls him.
Yeah, you.
They have quote. They have totally changed his perspective. They have put him in a box. Her lawyer said, it's never right for a school to teach kids that they are, I'm sorry, it's never right. Well, never mind. For a school to teach kids that they are determined by their race. It's never okay for a school to tell kids that bigotry should be fought with bigotry and racism should be fought by doubling down on racism. Those things are not okay. They're a violation of students' civil rights.
By telling your black son that he's black.
Ooh, the school board, fortunately, responded by saying they intend to continue to teach anti-bias lessons as part of a continuous growth model. These are non-negotiable, the board wrote. We are firmly committed to achieving these outcomes and to supporting the inclusive programs and activities that make this possible. We welcome all points of view and how best to strengthen our continuous growth model, and we reject all efforts that would have us resist positive change in favor of the status quo.
Maybe if you wouldn't refer to him coming home from school as coming in the big house, maybe we wouldn't have these problems.
She just doesn't. Yeah, I don't want him to know about systemic racism. He was my beautiful little Hawaiian boy last week.
First of all,
now he's refusing my pedicure.
I guess he won't warm her bed no more neither.
He won't wear the white gloves. He won't carry the goddamn tray. The bow tie is apparently also out of the question.
Oh my God.
It was so charming when the girls came over for tea. He ain't playing along with any of our shit anymore.
Oh my God.
And his father just keeps putting his fist in the air.
Oh.
I don't know what to do anymore.
His father keeps putting it. Yeah, I want to know what the father had to say during all this shit.
I'm going to guess they're divorced. I don't know. I don't know.
Goodness.
I don't know. But if they're not, come get your wife. Oh, my God.
Girl, you have a black son. I'm sorry you didn't know.
The author, by the way, I'm reading this from Daily Kos. The author said, as a black person myself with a black biracial son, I have to ask why this woman waited until her son was in middle school.
Thank you.
To tell him the truth about how this nation sees him. Is teaching him about white privilege, white supremacy, slavery, segregation, redlining, and racist, violent, and often deadly policing really what's changed him? Teaching kids about the reality of racism isn't designed to taint or divide them. It's about teaching them the history of the country they live in. And without education, reconciliation, and truth, there will never be change. No shit.
If you see being black as a step back, then I guess you do see this as a problem.
Oh. I'm just going to read what he wrote. So Riley should be bowing down her entitled head to Henley Middle School and thanking them for doing the job she should have been responsible and ballsy enough to do herself. Because all those white kids he doesn't look like need to learn about race more than he does. Who knows? They might become Virginia police officers someday. And how soon they may forget their middle school friend isn't one of them when guns are drawn and illegal stops have been made. No shit.
I mean, I'm going to say it. If you are a white person and you have black children and you purposefully do not teach them about being black,
it's irresponsible.
And being black in America, that's akin to child abuse. I'm fucking sorry. It just is.
Well, I think it is too. I agree.
Like, my white mother would give me black history assignments at home just cause.
Right.
Like, she would give me like these articles about black history figures and make me write little reports. So.
Okay. Sorry. I was drinking.
So, you know, there's no excuse for these people.
There really isn't. And, you know, I think that this is a broader and important question. It really is an important topic that we could really spend a lot of time with. We have a friend who is a transnational, transracial adoptee.
Yes.
He was born in Korea, and he was, if you talk to him, trafficked to America, where he was adopted by a white family.
Right.
It didn't go well, as far as I know. And you know, he's someone I'd really like to have his voice to talk about this. But, you know, he wasn't taught his culture or the culture he came from. And, you know, if you're going to adopt folks, you should, you know, be secure enough to let them know their own history. If you're going to be in a relationship where, a transracial marriage, let's call it that, where, you know, you are suddenly raising black children and you're not black yourself. Yeah. You know, the very least you do is step the fuck aside and let the black parent educate the child where that is concerned, where blackness in America is concerned.
Right.
But yeah, you should educate yourself enough to be able to help that child's journey. You should, or else what the fuck are you doing?
Exactly.
Right? Why'd you fuck them in the first place?
Because you can
just, you know,
you can keep them from learning about black culture, black history, black people, all you want. You're not raising a white child.
It's
crazy.
So yeah, this white mother, dear God, and suing and going on Fox News.
You made my child black.
Something tells me, yeah, no, honey. Not exactly. But I wonder what kind of relationship this young man is going to have with his own mother moving forward. Like, how do you recover from this bullshit?
Oh my God.
When, you grow up and meet the world. And that's what I don't understand. Like, what is the end game to limiting education in so many ways when they're going to grow up and experience the world? No matter how much you try to shield them, they will find it. And if you have created it as a scary place, then we have situations like Buffalo.
Right.
And I don't know what this woman's doing. I really don't. But yeah, suing the school district.
Well, one could argue as long as they keep us fighting amongst ourselves, we won't come together and fight the real enemy.
I mean, yeah, that's true. But Jesus Christ, what the fuck? What the fuck?
No, what the fuck indeed.
Yeah. What would your father have come home and said to your mother if she said, they're trying to teach Charles he's black in school, and I put my foot down and I got a lawyer? Like, I'm just wondering what your police officer father may have said in response to that. Like, you can't even imagine it.
I can't wrap my mind around that situation.
Yeah, just to even like, you did what? Like, what?
Being as though, the school that they sent me to was all black.
Right. I mean, yeah, probably. Right. Yeah.
I mean, they told me that I wasn't black, but
who did?
The kids at my school.
Oh, well, they did.
That's but that's different.
That's another side.
That's a whole nother story.
That's another side of this coin. It wasn't your mother telling you weren't black.
No. Oh, well, see, and then when I go to high school and then I try to be a little white boy, my mother was the one being like, what
are you doing?
Do know you're black.
What the fuck are you even doing?
Do know you're not white, right? Yeah, Chaw.
Your mother is encouraging black vernacular. I'm just picturing it. Say this with me.
But say it with the A, not the ER.
Just with the A, not the ER. Not the ER. That upset your father.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I was trying to pick, like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
This is how insane.
Chaw.
I think I have this little theory I just developed in this conversation.
Oh God.
Maybe people are waiting too long to have children. And I say this for a reason. I was 22 when my son was born.
Okay.
I was too fucking busy to sue a school district.
Right.
In my 20s, before I was 30, I had 2 children. At points in that time, I worked 3 jobs.
Right.
To keep, to pay a mortgage and keep food on the table. And the kids went to, a Catholic school because, they had to.
Right.
Well, I mean, they were safer. They had a full day kindergarten. It was a smaller situation. Like, it was the decision we made because we lived in the city. And really, the city, some of the public schools are not fantastic and certainly weren't then. And you have that option or Catholic school. That was just it. And my wife at the time was a product of Catholic school. So were her parents. So it was kind of like, this is the no-brainer default.
Right.
So, so they went to Catholic school and we paid tuition. So, I mean, I was too fucking busy for this shit. Like,
Right.
whatever. And I think maybe they wait too long. They're too financially secure. Like, I know that's what we say should happen, but this woman has too much time on her hands.
Yeah, literally.
Way too much time on her hands. And I have questions.
When my mother had free time, you know what she did? She got a job at the school I went to.
I know, right? Well, and they were older parents, but I mean, they were working parents. But I'm just like, I'm being snarky. I'm totally being snarky. I think you should be fully prepared and want your children. That is how it should work. And you should be able to give them the life that, you should, wherever possible, because life is hard enough and getting harder. Yeah. I'm just saying, I never had time for this show when I had children. It's insane. I had no time for this kind of nonsense. Would not have occurred to me. No. And I mean, I tussled with some teachers. Don't get that twisted, but never this nonsense. Never. Let's move for. Oh, here we go. So, I put a note. The Pennsylvania primary was also this week. There were 4 out LGBT candidates running from Philadelphia. Malcolm Kenyatta for the Senate. Brian Sims for lieutenant governor.
Yes.
And then Deja Lynn Alvarez and Jonathan Lovitz for state legislature. Unfortunately, all 4 were unsuccessful in their bids.
Yep.
But I just wanted to take a moment to celebrate them for their historic campaigns and encourage them to keep going and keep the conversation going and, finding new ways to engage the government. Malcolm Kenyatta did win his primary for state legislator, so he will continue in the state legislature. Brian is leaving his seat, so we don't know what's next for him. And Deja, I know, continues to have a great job in service to the community with the health department in Philadelphia, and I don't know much about Jonathan Lovitz, but I wish them much continued success. I thank them for changing the conversation.
Onward and upward.
And being out candidates in our closest city.
Yes.
Moving on. This is heartbreaking, and I was reading commentary on Facebook right before we started to record. John Mulaney, who is a comedian many of us actually appreciate because...
Yeah, you were a fan.
I was. Because he's funny, and he's observational humor, and it's kind of self-depreciating, but he's smart.
Yeah.
He talks about his own struggles with addiction, etc.
Right.
But he's never been known... He's not political, and he's never been known to punch down.
Right. Not directly, anyway.
No. No. He punches up. But during a Friday performance of his From Scratch tour, he surprised his audience, and believe me, he did, and has drawn criticism from some fans, not all.
Of course not.
Dave Chappelle appeared out of nowhere, unannounced, as the opener, and told transphobic jokes.
No surprise.
No surprise at all. This was at Ohio State University's Value City Arena in Columbus, Ohio. There was no footage of the event because there was no recording, but folks did take to Twitter afterwards to express disappointment.
This totally feels like, you're going to go on a blind date, and the blind date messages you and lets you know they're going to be late. But don't worry, because your abusive ex-boyfriend's going to meet you there and keep you company until I show up. That's what that felt like to me.
Yeah, I'm just one of the tweets. Y'all ever hear 12,000 people laugh at a transphobic joke while you're a trans person in the audience who didn't know the transphobic comedian would make a surprise appearance at a John Mulaney show? Yeah, wasn't fun.
I can't even imagine.
Yeah, there's a lot on Twitter about this, and it's kind of especially egregious because this comedian, this is not a place where you would expect this.
Right.
This is not a Dave Chappelle crowd.
Right.
At all. And John Mulaney did have a lot of queer fans. I don't know what he's going to have moving forward. So far, he hasn't said anything, and neither has, all Dave Chappelle has to do is keep us out of his mouth, which is the one thing he just can't seem to. His ego will not allow him to do that. I have said multiple times in writing in here. He is a brilliant comedian. He is, his take on racism in America is spot on and razor sharp. And, he should keep coming in the lane he knows. And
I don't even want to hear that no more.
And leave us the fuck alone.
Like,
just leave us alone. You're not funny.
I don't
not
give
where
a
we're
fuck
concerned.
about his observations no more.
You continually punch down at us. You refuse to understand us. And you had one trans friend who killed herself, and suddenly you're an authority.
He's like a fucking 9-year-old who you tell don't do that, so then he does it more. Like, that's all he's doing. He's doing it to be a fucking troll.
Yeah, and past, I don't know how many hundreds of millions of dollars you have to have in the bank before we are talking about you being wealthy and out of touch. We're not talking about the color of your skin and the way that you live your daily life, but most trans people live a daily life that looks nothing like yours. And many of us are afraid day in and day out. And it is black trans women who are being murdered at a clip.
Right.
And fuck you. And now fuck John Mulaney for doing this.
Yeah.
That should have come with a warning. It really should have. Arrive a half an hour late. And if you want to avoid this bullshit.
I don't give a fuck how funny Dave Chappelle used to be. Like, I just don't care anymore. I used to love the Chappelle show too. I'm Rick James, bitch. Hey, that was funny. But you know what? Fuck it. No, I can't, because
there are other comedians coming out with tweets like, I pledge no anti-trans weirdo surprise guests on my summer tour.
Right.
Dave Chappelle won't be dropping in on my shows if that's what was stopping you from buying tickets.
I know.
Yeah, there's others. Yeah. I'm sorry if I interrupted you.
No.
Continue.
Just fuck Dave Chappelle, and I'm disappointed in John Mulaney.
Yeah.
Who I only marginally was amused by anyway. Like, you were more of a fan than I was, so,
I mean, I found him amusing. I did. It's white guy humor, but it's not misogynistic white guy humor. It's not the angry white guy humor. He was funny. He was observational and funny and a good contemporary comedian.
I remember laughing at his comedy, but for me, it's going to be like boycotting Chick-fil-A.
Comedy, well, yeah. But I mean,
it's not going to change my life.
Comedy is hard, and as we figure out how to do, he was doing well as a modern comic. He was doing really well, but he hugged Chappelle at the end of the shit.
Yep.
And now you're no better.
Yep.
And you actually inflicted this on people with no warning.
Yeah.
Because there's a good possibility I would have attended John Mulaney. There's no chance in hell I would attend Dave Chappelle. There's no chance in hell. And to be surprised like that, that's not a good surprise.
I hope a lot of people hit up the ticketing agency at the same time asking for money back.
Yeah, I don't know what'll happen in that regard. I don't even know what I hope for, other than I would really hope for some sort of heartfelt apology. Truly, an apology. That makes sense, and I imagine he's trying to craft one. And of course, Chappelle's never going to make an apology because he keeps doubling and tripling down.
Yep.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's where we are. It's where we are. When at a point in history where I do believe minorities of every stripe should band together because of what's happening in this nation. Yeah.
And there's too many people that give Dave Chappelle a pass because he used to be funny, and they don't want to let go of the nostalgia of the funny that they remember, and then there's black comedians that don't want to come down on him because they don't want to come down on another black man. Well, guess what? Just because you're black don't make you fucking right.
Well, that is true. And that's one of the hard conversations is like, I hear that. I hear what you're saying. I am loath to publicly criticize a trans person, but you know what? When you're wrong, you're wrong.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. When you're wrong and stupid, you're wrong and stupid.
Yeah.
And it doesn't help anything for me to pretend I don't see it.
Right.
It doesn't help. Yeah. And again, we're talking about a level of wealth most of us will never comprehend.
Right.
Dave Chappelle already has that money. A man never has to do another goddamn thing in his life.
And now he's made it his mission to troll trans people and the LGBTQ community.
It's kind of like JK. how much money do you have you had? I mean, philanthropist, fine, but you keep tripling down on this turf bullshit. You're punching down. Why?
Right.
Why can't you say, you know what, I just don't get it, and leave it at that? We know you don't. With that much, we will concede you do not understand us and you don't want to.
Or say nothing.
But to act like it's all pie and to act like we have to be, dehumanized and that has to happen. Fuck you. Fuck you. What a garbage person you are, even with all that money.
Yeah.
The both of them. And, I'm interested in what John is going to say about all this. Because I don't know it's going to make me feel any better. Because, like I said, that was really not cool. That was really not cool. Bless you. Yeah, so speaking of asshattery.
Fucking Bill Maher.
Bill Maher, who hasn't been edgy since 1990, but still thinks he is. So, yet another overly rich white asshole. Constipated by whataboutisms. Doesn't know shit about trans healthcare, by the way, but I assume he weighed in. You won't let me read this, so why don't you talk about it?
Yeah.
You just said stay away from this, so I'm just going to say fuck off, Bill Maher, you asshat. I've been done with you for a long time. Yeah. And now fill in the blanks because I don't even know what we're talking about.
Mind you,
I just know I've been done.
I couldn't finish watching it.
Oh.
His new rules in his most recent episode, he's talking about the original point he was making was how there's exponentially more LGBTQ people as time goes on, from 2% in the boomer generation to 4% in Generation X.
That you knew about.
Exactly. And he's like, so by 2050, everyone's going to be gay. And like, first of all, haha, that's not funny.
Wouldn't that be great?
Second of all, yeah.
Wouldn't that be great? We're so much more interested.
People didn't show up just because you started paying attention. Like Columbus. Yeah. That's not how this works. Second of all, then he starts talking about puberty blockers and how we're experimenting on kids. And then he starts talking about...
No, we're not.
Right. He starts making up all these like examples of side effects of puberty blockers, saying things like it affects bone density and all these things. And he's basically saying, we don't know enough and we're experimenting on kids and we should have the right to say what's up with that. I had to stop there because I knew it wasn't going to get any better. What Bill Maher is doing is hateful, unfunny, and worst of all, dangerous.
Yeah, I just want to know what makes him a doctor. Like, we have the right to ask these questions about medication that doesn't concern us, given to people that don't have nothing to do with us. Do you think the doctors haven't already asked these questions? Seriously, do you think the risks haven't been weighed?
Right.
Do you understand this drug was never actually created for us? We just found an enormous benefit from it. It was created for precocious puberty.
Right.
It is... If it's not 100% reversible, it's 99.999. I mean, it's a delay. It's a pause. That's what it is. I have heard very recently this bullshit about bone density. I don't know if there is a slight risk or not. What I do know is how life-saving and life-affirming puberty blockers are when given to trans children. Right. That's what I know. I know my life would have been a lot different with them. They didn't exist. How dare he? We have a right to question. No, you don't.
Bill Maher is one of the worst examples of white liberalism. Like, just because you smoke weed and fuck black pussy doesn't make you woke.
No, it doesn't. And don't act like you give a shit about everybody else's kids. You don't. Stop pretending you do. We've got a right. Fuck you. And how insulting to every parent of a trans child.
Yeah.
How insulting.
Yeah.
To everyone who actually is a part of the conversation, which you are not.
Fuck Bill Maher.
But keep stirring it up and keep trying to, remain relevant. Your time has passed. Please retire. Mm-hmm. Wait, it's well past.
One of our trans friends posted that, talking about what the fuck, and I was like, oh Lord, what did he say now? And then I watched it and I was like, ew, fuck him, ew. Like I said, I couldn't even, and I wouldn't let you watch it. I was like, don't watch this, because I couldn't take it, so I'm not trying to inflict it on you.
I mean, I think I appreciate that, but I can sort of, it's not anything I haven't heard before.
Exactly. You didn't need to hear it again.
Well, that's fair. Yeah, or you could stay out of conversations you don't belong in the first place.
Exactly.
Well, but I'm sure he has many opinions on women's health care as well. So,
right.
Yeah.
He's white and he's a man and he has opinions. Of course he belongs in the conversation.
Yeah, or understand that things are bad enough right now. We are playing whack-a-mole with enough crazies. We don't need one more who shows up, the wolf dressed in sheep's clothing. Well, what about?
Right. We don't.
I mean, these are just fair questions.
Some things are not a two-sided opinion and
No,
two-sided
they're
conversation.
Not. No, they're not. And why are you even? Why are you giving this light and air? Oh, that's right, ratings. Oh, that's right, your relevance. Fuck the kids. Fuck the kids that are harmed by these conversations.
He lost me when he had Milo Yiannopoulos on his show. That was the last day I
think
watched
that was the last time we ever watched
it. Yeah,
that.
because
it was bullshit, and it was the after that was even worse, I think, if I remember right, because he was doing like the after part that you could see on YouTube or something. Overtime, that was it, and it was hideous. Yeah. It was hideous. But this self-loathing faggot, who apparently is no longer a faggot or something, or wasn't, and now I don't even know. But that piece of shit.
Yeah.
The only thing worse. Yeah, they're both bad. But is the only thing worse than these closeted homophobes who legislate against us? They fuck us by night and then they fuck us over in daylight.
Yep.
Those people. The only thing worse are the ones who raise their hand and say, oh, I'm gay, but I hate everything that my community stands for and has fought for. And they're a bunch of idiots because, of course, you made money saying that.
Uh-huh.
And then you got canceled. And good. And it was mostly by your Republican friends, jackass.
Yep. I've said it before and I'll say it again. You don't have to be black to be a coon.
Well, it's true. And you know what? At least when they sew on my pink triangle, I'll know I earned it. What's next?
It's time for a motherfucking break.
Let's do that. My wine glass is empty. I think it's time for some water. And we will be back with the palate cleanser of pop culture to wrap up this episode. God. Thank you. Please stay with us. We will be right back.
Hey there, Rainbow Warriors. I'm CJ, host of Beyond the Rainbow, True Crimes of the LGBT. My episodes focus on crimes committed by and against the LGBTQ community. I've covered cases you probably have heard of, such as Matthew Shepard, Brandon Tina, and the Orlando Pulse nightclub massacre, as well as some lesser-known cases like the murder of Ray Hainish, the Australian gay beat murders, and the suspicious disappearance of Lisa Lynn Stone. I cover cases brought to me by listeners like Penny Brummer, who I believe was wrongfully convicted, taboo cases such as lesbian corrective rape and murder in South Africa, and Pray the Gay Away camps. I discuss gay serial killers, women who pretend to be men to hook up with other women, and trans murders. I'm opinionated and uncensored. I know I'm not everyone's cup of tea, but surely I'm someone's shot at tequila. No matter what your gender or orientation in life might be, please join me as I tackle rainbow crimes in search of unicorn justice. Remember, it's not a crime to be gay, unless you're a murderer.
And we're back.
We're back.
So, pop culture.
Pop culture palate cleanser. Lord knows we need it today.
Let's do that. This one's yours.
So thank goodness for the nerds, man. So it's been 40 years somehow since the movie Alien came out.
Mm-hmm.
And someone took it upon themselves to look in the background. So one of the characters in the first movie, their name was Lambert.
Joan Lambert?
Yes. Who was one of the last two people to make it in the movie until she got killed. And then Sigourney Weaver's character made it until the next movie. So
Veronica Cartwright?
Yes.
Okay.
So in the second movie, Aliens, which is my favorite, the movie opens with the computer displaying biographical information of the crew members from the previous film.
Mm-hmm.
And someone like looked deep and read Lambert's bio. And apparently that character was trans.
Really?
In 1979. In science fiction. How fierce is that?
Okay.
So on the screen, it lists birth, height, weight, hair color. But then the one detail under gender, it said female in parentheses, unnatural. And then it expands. Subject is Despin convert at birth, parentheses, male to female. So far, no indication of suppressed trauma related to gender alteration. Okay, yes, that is problematic. But the point being, canonically, there's a trans character in Alien. That's kind of cool.
Okay. That's where I was trying to figure out where we were going.
That's really it.
Okay.
We just found out that there was a trans character in
Alien.
Alien.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
It took 40 years to find that shit out.
Okay.
Now I want to watch that movie again. I mean,
you go right ahead.
Yeah, you've never probably never seen it. Probably never will.
I don't think I have.
Yeah,
not my genre.
It's not a Martha movie.
However, Heartstopper, fucking Netflix, man. So Heartstopper had its first season on Netflix. British, little heartwarming, wonderful sitcom. You know, we talked about it on a previous episode. Boy meets boy. And it's so adorable, and it's done so right and so well. And I think there's only 8 episodes?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, and they're like short episodes, and they're just
it's a British series, so it's short.
Good. But they were just renewed for another 2 seasons.
Yay!
Yeah, so now that Dave Chappelle's showing up at other comedy shows, like, I'm just going to be so conflicted, but
someone somewhere will give us their Netflix password so we can see it.
Yeah,
because we're not long.
So many of y'all have ours and have for years.
Yeah, because I'm not long for this Netflix subscription.
Because but Heartstopper's so good.
It
is. Really is good, and it's good to know that it has been renewed for 2 seasons.
And I've been seeing people trying to be critical of it and saying it's boring and it's not this and it's not that. I'm like, tell me you have no fucking heart without saying you have no fucking heart.
It was not boring at all.
No one important.
Yeah.
No one fucking important. If you have anything to say about Heartstopper other than "aw," then you have no heart.
There you go.
Like, period. Change my mind.
Yeah, because it was so cute.
It really was.
It was sweet and it was cute and it was just well done and really well done.
Yeah. Period.
I have no notes. No notes. However, speaking of notes, what the fuck happened on SNL? Well, last night's SNL, did the writers walk out after the opening?
Child.
Did they just leave?
So, first of all, we should say that
I don't know what happened.
Several mainstays of the SNL cast had their final episode last night.
Right. Last night was the final episode for Kate McKinnon, and that's I love her.
I love her so much.
Pete Davidson.
He's okay. I like him. I like him.
And Adie Bryant,
who I adore.
This was their last episode.
Yes.
I don't know what it was hosted by Natasha Leone. I don't know what's up with my girl these days. I love her so much, and yet this was also so off the mark.
We didn't see the whole episode, to be fair. We saw the beginning.
We have now seen, right. We came in a little late.
And the last 45 minutes.
Right. So, but now we've also seen the entire opening. So, all right, we missed some.
Right.
Maybe we have to go back and watch, but I don't want to.
Well, if
what
we missed was the funny part, well, then we did miss something.
Yeah, well, I don't know, but nothing we saw was really funny. Even Weekend Update was okay.
It was okay.
But
Kate McKinnon's cold opening,
that was
funny.
Cute.
That was funny.
It was funny.
Well, because she's funny.
Yeah, she is funny.
She's just funny.
But it was, I just was like, what happened? Like, I don't know what happened.
There was a sketch where Natasha Lee was literally playing a dead man.
Yeah, what the fuck was that? Like Weekend at Bernie's.
It's like, we need you to be in this sketch, but she didn't want to do anything, I'm guessing. So she's
like I don't know, was that too much to rehearse? So they just had her be they did a parody of 9 to 5.
Right.
And then it became Weekend at Bernie's.
Right.
And they were propping this dude up. Or does that happen I don't know. But they shot him immediately.
Right.
Natasha, they shot the character and there was like no lines, other than, and then they walked around with her. It was weird.
It was stupid. It wasn't funny, and it went on way too long, which
really
can be said about many SNL sketch.
I got to tell you, I hated that Gong Show skit too. That was terrible.
That was not a sketch. That was Japanese Breakfast. That was a musical segment.
No, it wasn't.
I know.
The people that kept just randomly hitting the gong.
That was the musical segment. That was not a sketch.
That's a song?
Yeah. Yes.
What the fuck? Was yesterday like Opposites Day? Or what was yesterday?
Well, I did learn that I am not a fan of Japanese breakfast.
Apparently neither am I.
I've heard about the lead singer.
I wasn't high. I wasn't drunk. I was like none of that yesterday. Like what the hell? Maybe you have to be Philly to watch SNL at this point.
And I like the name Japanese Breakfast.
Cute name.
Yeah, and so I was intrigued, and so I was like, oh, well, let me check them out. And
that was odd.
Yeah,
that was odd.
She's not the best singer, and then in the second song,
and she kept doesn't hitting have she don't have a whole lot of rhythm either.
She kept hitting that gong, and the band was great. The band was
there
awesome.
was a band behind her, but that's it wasn't immediately obvious to me that it was a song.
There was
a band playing. I thought it was performance art or something. No, I mean you explained this last night. I'm just being
it's just
because it was terrible. I just thought it was terrible, and I just like the whole. I don't know what happened.
Yeah,
I don't know what happened. But if this is any indication, like I don't know who the new cast members will be, or if there will, because isn't it like a cast of 73 or something at this point?
Oh my God!
There's a lot of people on SNL these days.
Because it was Pete Davidson, Kate McKinnon, Adie Bryant, 45 motherfuckers you never heard of.
Right. And the three of the ones you know best are not going to be there next week.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen.
I like Bowen Yang. He's funny.
Who? I'm sorry.
The Gaysian.
He is funny.
Yeah, I like him. Maybe he'll get more screen time because he's good.
Yeah, and usually, I mean, there was a couple bits during Weekend Update.
Weekend Update is usually funny.
It's usually funny. It is. I like them. It hasn't left me that cold in a long time.
Yeah, I mean,
I was just like, this.
It was like actively not funny.
Yeah.
I guess so that
Rather than passively not funny.
I-
like normal.
I guess so that,
Or
you know, the folks that were leaving wouldn't feel bad. It's like, well,
Yeah,
I'm escaping
look.
this shit.
And they wanted him to feel better about, like, look, you know, we're just going to fall to shit and then, you know, whatever. I don't know. I don't know what that was. I was like, is there a writer's strike? That was my question on Facebook. Was there a writer's strike over at SNL?
It wasn't good.
But then, you know, then we watched the cold opening because we had missed it. And it was cute.
Yeah. Well,
It was fine.
Kate McKinnon is just funny.
She is funny. And I will miss her. I've loved her for a long time.
I loved her since, Big Gay Sketch Show.
Okay.
She was very funny on
Was
that.
she in that?
Yes.
So she was the funny one.
She was one of the funny ones, yes.
I don't remember there being more than one.
There's a couple people.
I don't remember
what's his name? Hey Queen. He was on there.
Yeah,
That's
I
where
know.
he was from.
I don't remember anyone funny. That's
Anyway.
I don't. I don't.
Okay, girl.
Sometimes there's a swing and a miss. You know what I mean?
Well,
And Hey Queen just gets on my last nerve. It does.
well, you don't like drag race queens like I do.
I don't. I mean, they're fine. I've met some. They're cool. We almost met Nina West.
Right.
But our friends.
Hey Queen is where you
Don't know how
go
to fill time or
for
something.
when you want your dose of faggoty ass gay shit.
Well, I'll keep that in mind. It hasn't come up yet, but it might.
I have that need, damn it.
I don't. I mean, I have you.
Fuck you.
I'm just saying, I don't like. I don't need more. I'm never like. I don't ever feel like, gee, I'm low on that. You know, like I just in general, like, you know what I need a little more of? Sass.
On that note,
Okay.
please like and subscribe.
Yeah,
and
please do.
rate and review and give us 5 stars and candy and money and tell us that we're beautiful. Visit our Patreon, patreon.com/fullcirclethepod. We have all kinds of cool things for you if you sign on and come on board.
I am Martha Madrigal.
And I'm Charles Tyson Jr.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of Full Circle,
The podcast.
We can't wait to see you again. Have a great night.
Bye, everybody. Full Circle is a Never Scared Productions podcast, hosted by Charles Tyson Jr. and Martha Madrigal, produced and edited by Never Scared, executive produced by Charles Tyson Jr. and Martha Madrigal. Our theme and music is by the Jingleberries. All names, pictures, audio, and video clips are registered trademarks and or copyrights of their respective copyright holders.